Hey guys, what's going on? Delphic here. I am on Create Block, everything in the sky, and I just started this mod pack the other day, and I figured that I would want to make a tutorial to kind of help people who are new to this pack or thinking about this pack kind of get a first name basis on how things will start with this pack because it's actually very confusing but simple, but everything is also gated to the point where you have to play as conservatively as possible at the very beginning. And that is what I'm going to do. So, first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and set up the island and uh, don't just do some random crap. You're always going to get the same kind of basic island to start with, and it's always going to give you the same basic uh ores and spawn for the island and everything. So your base island, I, sorry, I have keybind issues. Your base island is going to be like this. So you have your single main island, you get a tree, there's going to be water in there. There's also going to be some lava in the island as well. You're also going to get a second island that's going to have a cow, a sheep, and a chicken. Not all the time, most of the time, at least from my experience, you'll also get a bee nest on the tree with the island. So your main island's going to be the only spot where you're actually going to get ores. It's where you're going to get some zinc, you're going to get some iron, you're going to get the dripstone blocks and all that kind of stuff to help you get, say, more lava and all that kind of stuff because that will be important. The cobwebs, those are going to be extremely important at the very beginning because that's going to be your first source of string, and you're going to want the string. You will have other islands and stuff spread out throughout the world. However, these islands, the only thing they're mainly going to be good for, like for instance with this one, is you're going to have the mushrooms on here and you're going to have some trees. Other than that, you got dirt, you got stone, andesite, diorite, and granite. They do not have ores inside of them. It's nothing but stone. And there are meteors spread out throughout the world as well, so that'll be a good way to go get any of the items you need there, like the sky stone, for instance. So, what the first things I would suggest doing is setting up the island how you want it. Treat this world like it's a vanilla world. I will say this though, any of the iron and the zinc that you do end up getting, do not under any circumstances use them until you are ready to get into the create mod, which is not going to be as fast as you think. So, you're going to want to take care of basically the entire entry of the quest pack. It's literally going to start with you being like, oh, hey, read this, make sure you're going through the guidebook, blah, 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 blah. You're going to get some nugget orbs, and there you go. You're going to start everything. So, I will say one of the more difficult things to come across is going to be the bamboo here at the beginning, but it's actually not that difficult. But just giving that heads up. So we do have this entire list of what you're going to be going through and everything that it entails. But I am just letting you right now. You want to treat this as a straight vanilla world, but do not use any of the iron and the zinc that you actually get. Now, I will say you want to make sure you get yourself like a cobble gen. You're going to want to get yourself a little tree farm going. You want to go ahead and get yourself an excess of storage. What I ended up doing on my other world, and I will show you that momentarily. Okay, so this is my world. So what I ended up doing is I left the cow, chicken, and sheep alone. I was able to get the uh, beehive down and just place it here with the cow, chicken, and sheep. I did kind of do some shenanigans with that. I am using the world with some cheats, so but the main thing is literally just to like fly around. Other than that, I'm not using it to get any extra stuff. So I got farm, sheep, all that kind of stuff. I mined out my entire base island and the underside of the animal pen. Okay. And I made a platform below it. So I got me some furnace, I got the cobble gen, I got a little bit of storage going, I got a small tree farm going. There was an island over there. I went and mined that entire island out. Like I mentioned, those islands only have stone, dirt, trees, that kind of thing. I also have a kelp farm. Now, the fun thing about this is if y'all are familiar with the twerking for trees to help the trees grow, well, in this pack, you can use it for crops. So the crops will grow as well. And they have the green particles that go up. But when you get kelp, you can twerk for the kelp. So twerking for trees works for basically anything that grows. So you're treating this as an actual vanilla world. You will end up getting into a small bit of create. But one of the first things you end up doing in create is going to be trying to get to the sifter. Now, I will say you will need to get very lucky with the sand that you do end up getting on the island, because you're only going to get 3 blocks. So what I actually ended up doing is, this is where some small cheating on my end actually came into effect. There was a meteor over there. I went ahead and flew over to it and I grabbed all the sand. And then I came back and I sifted through the sand. So if you're one of those people that is straight 100% hardcore, you're only going to do nothing but straight vanilla, go for it. I will not get on to anyone who ever does any kind of creative, just to at least give them a small bit of assistance. So play the game as you want, because there's no laws against it. Do what you want. I will say that we are very limited on the lava. We only get that one source of lava. So as soon as you have at least enough cobblestone to set you up for, say, 20 or 30 minutes, or if you just want to go do something else, set up your dripstone with cauldron. The cauldron is actually a reward from one of the quests. So that cauldron I did not make. But the other reason I was saying that you want to not use any of your zinc or any of your iron is because at one point you need 16 iron in order to progress just a little bit further. And you end up getting, I forget where it is. There it is. You end up getting some iron ingots. This quest right here will actually net you 4 iron ingots. And you're only able to mine up 13 raw iron on your actual island. So you will have 17. So just make sure that you don't use any of the iron when you first get it. Save that iron for the very end after you've at least done the 16 iron ingots. Otherwise, you're stuck. Well, not necessarily stuck, but then you can't, say, do the lava bucket, and that's where you get your cauldron. And you need that cauldron. So be very concise, be very conservative, make your cobble gen, make your tree farm, do what you need to do to your island. Treat this as an original skyblock, as vanilla as possible. Do not use the iron and the zinc until you are 100% ready to use it, because they are finite and you won't be getting any more until you're able to do more of the sifting. So that is the short, sweet, to the point start to this world. I hope you did find this at least a little bit informative. If you have any comments or questions, put them down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to check those out whenever I see any notifications and answer them to the best of my ability. I am not an expert at this. I have just started this pack myself. I just figured that this might be a good way for people to have at least a nice introduction to what they're going to be doing. So please like the video if you liked it. Have any comments, put them in the comment section below.
If you're new to the channel and you want to see some future videos, please subscribe. And as always, I hope you enjoy your Minecraft. Also, a small little tidbit is you also want to get a mob grinder, like one of the old school mob grinders. This is where my stupidity comes into effect. Old school mob grinder. Very limited on cobble, so I didn't do the full proper shaft, but it is definitely a major plus to do because you will get all the mob drops and you will need the string. So, and you don't get silkworms. So that is something else to look forward to. Yes, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all later.